Some people explore abandoned buildings. I explore abandoned footpaths. The Clyde walkway was rerouted in 2014 to go over the newly built Raith roundabout junction on the motorway. But prior to that, it used to make its way along the side of the River Clyde. So I'm going to see what state it's in and if we can still do it. And the first part of this is actually great. This used to be a scramble down the hill and somebody's already rebuilt a staircase. The path here definitely gets a little bit more overgrown. Again, that's our friend the Himalayan balsam. Very, very pretty, but very fast growing. It's been a few years since I've been along here, but as we follow this footpath along, I can see some pilings, and if memory serves, this area can be quite heavily flooded in the winter, and there was a boardwalk across here. We're here in the middle of summer, so not really a problem. To my right here is Bothwell Bridge, and what we can see there is the A725 East Kilbride Expressway just before it reaches the Raith. It's crossing the River Clyde at this point. Let's go have a look. We can actually see the pilings where the old walkway used to go. We have to remember that in the height of winter flooding, all of this area will be underwater. We do have a fantastic view back up the river to Bothwell Bridge. So still and so calm. On a nice day you can see kingfishers flying down here. So I'm standing underneath the East Kilbride Expressway Bridge looking back towards the historic Bothwell Bridge. And the other end of the boardwalk, a ramp showing it was possibly up to a metre off the ground. We also have what I can only assume was some sort of bird hide. It's just a wall alongside the path, but with a little shelf and a little peek through and a fantastic view through the reed bed towards the River Clyde. Some sort of abandoned bird watching site. At this point, the path starts to get amazingly rainforesty. You can see there's a path that humans or animals have made through here because of where the balsam is not growing. But it's definitely somewhere where you need to crawl and squeeze through spaces. Literally having to crawl on hands and knees through here. Great view of this balsam though. You can see it's been crushed. I'm not sure it's been crushed by humans, but logic says if there's a path, there's a thing at the other end. The question is, how do I follow along the bank of the river? One of the things in Scotland is you can get remarkably lost within hearing distance of a motorway. Oh, nettles, lovely. I'm almost out of this bit. As I was out of this bit does not mean falling in a river. And I have made it out. This is definitely what I would consider an abandoned footpath. So I want to be over in that direction. But I want to go down the riverbank. And I'd like to get one of these dock leaves here to wipe my hands with to get rid of the nettle stains. But that isn't dock. What is that? So I have a dense thicket here over on the western side. The river is running down by those trees to the south of me. And I want to head over into the far eastern corner. So I'm going to carefully cross over this grass. Now I say grass, I am 6 feet tall, 2 meters tall, and this grass is taller than I am. I would not be surprised if absolutely anything jumps out of this. And I can't help but feel there might be a path nearby. I don't know where it is. I could send up the drone to look for it. Let's see if we can figure out where stuff is with the drone. There's me. That looks quite doable. I head over to that tree over there. And given the depth of reeds around it, if I'm going to approach that, I'm going to approach it from the river corner, which is there. Okay, let's come back. Okay, I've made it to the boundary between the willows and the riverbank through this remarkably tall grass. I don't think I've ever seen grass in the UK quite this tall. Some of these have to be 8 feet high. So I'm going to make my way along here. Ground is a bit softer. Not that I can see it because I'm stomping my way through deep, deep grass. All of this would be flooded at other times of the year. But these are quite spectacular bulrushes. I don't know if we can see that pond from here or not. Let's have a quick look. It'll be over there somewhere. I need to follow the riverbank and not end up going up to my eyeballs in mud, which means staying out of the reeds and rushes, possibly actually going through the willows. So I've used a stick, I've bashed my way through 30 or 40 meters of Himalayan balsam, thinking I'm doing my bit for the environment. And I've come to a stream. Now this stream is running from the little lochen up that way down to the Clyde in that direction, and I remember it from last time as having had a ladder across it. So I'm definitely going right direction. 20 meters downstream I found a way across. It looks like a couple of fence posts, or maybe with some horizontal boards on them. Maybe it was a bridge once, maybe it wasn't. This is a narrow stream. It's only about 5 feet wide, but it is quite boggy in the middle, and so I'm going to take advantage of this with a fallen tree next to it. Having fought my way for about 30 minutes through dense bushes, crawling and scrabbling, I have actually come across what looks vaguely like a path heading back into the same woodland I fought through. I came through over there to the right, and it's going in here, so let's see. Finally made it out. Just have to make it to that bridge over there in the distance, which is not really all that far. This is a wide camera, and one of the most tranquil scenes on the River Clyde. This is the first place I saw a kingfisher flying down here, and also in a nod to my luck with these things, if you see the tree right in front of me here, I stood here getting my camera out of my bag to take the shot, and a heron lifted itself up from underneath and just flew across the river there. And the heron had just perched on the other bank over there. Great camera shot. As I came round here, off it popped. Almost the last part of this walk takes us straight across this absolutely gorgeous meadow, and given how relatively inaccessible this is, it is absolutely amazing. Just every kind of wildflower and insect you can imagine, with the river just over there to the side. Which brings us underneath the M74 motorway as it crosses the River Clyde just south of Junction 5 and into Strathclyde Park. So this is the end of what's a very adventurous little walk. The old Clyde walkway from Strathclyde Park to Bothwell, now completely overgrown, path missing, really feels like you're hidden in the jungle. But just for comparison, I'm not going to stop here. I'm going to show you some snippets of what its replacement looks like, because if this path makes you feel like you're 1,000 miles from civilization, and in places, trust me, it does, the replacement is, well, not like that. So the modern Clyde walkway brings us along the side of Strathclyde Park Loch. Nice 10-foot wide concrete footpath. Very easy, very relaxing, very full of joggers, cyclists, children's and manicured lawns. The new route is well signposted and easy for cyclists. Round the middle of a motorway roundabout,